Hello and welcome to my video tutorial series on TraderPlan. Today we're going to look at one of the three strategies that's currently available, which is my personal favourite, which is the Straddle Strategy. So if we jump onto Discord and we can add a straddle, BTC USTD. If I can spell it right, add straddle, BTC USTD. There we go. So now it has loaded us up with the default strategy settings, which are all here. It will automatically go to your wallet on the exchange, put in how much, in this case BTC we've got, how much USTD we've got, and it will show you the percentages of your allocation of these values. Now trade amount I'll just ignore, there's no need to know anything about that. Next allocation level, so with these default settings it's saying next time we would buy would be when the price went down to this value here. The next distribution, which is when it would be selling, would be this value here. So the current mode is in neutral, so currently it's in 50% in the market, which is told you here. The 50% target is this current price. The wallet balance, so how much you have total, so that is how much BTC you've got, and that is how much in USDT BTC you've got, if that makes sense. So the highest bid at the current price is this. The average between the highest bid and lowest ask is this price, and the lowest ask is currently this price. So let's get into the straddle settings. So currently number one, which is base allocation. So as we're doing BTC USD, BTC is the base. So we currently have that disabled. So now what that means is that it will ignore what you've got currently. So we've currently got 0.00972446 BTC in the wallet. So with this disabled, it will not use any of that BTC. So you can hold coins. So if you're sort of accumulating coins, or you've got coins that you just want to hold and keep onto, you can keep the base allocation disabled and it will ignore that. Now you can change that. So if you put 0, it will now tell you you have none, although we actually have got on the exchange. So you could set that to whatever you wanted to be your current allocation. So if you want to just keep half the amount of BTC that you've currently got, you could put in half. So we could do 0.00, let's say 0.5. We want to keep that many. So it will, use that many. So it will utilize that much BTC from our current wallet. Anything below that, so where are we? The 0.00972, take away the 0.005, whatever's left it will ignore in your straddle setting. Right, so number two is maximum allocation. Now this is how much you want to utilize of your portfolio to trade with. So if you wanted to just use 100 USD dollars, you just do 2 and 100. So now currently this strategy will use the 100, it will target to have, say, 50% in the market, 50 USDT and 50 USTD value of BTC. So an example would be, say the markets, you put in between 0 and 10,000 USDT, 50% market would be 5,000 BTC. So when BTC goes to the price of 5,000, you would have $50 worth of USTD and you'd have $50 worth of BTC. So when it goes up in the market, so the price goes up, it will start selling that BTC, and when the market goes down, it will start buying. So it's always trying to balance you in that market depending on what you set. So number three is false, which means this strategy is not currently running. That is set by default. If you wanted to change that, you can just type 3 true or just type number 3. It's like a toggle setting. Now I'm not going to do that at the moment. I always do that setting at the end once I've set out all my strategy. Number 4 is pivot margin. So this is how much you want the price to move before you start buying and selling. So if we wanted the price to move, say 5%, you just do 4 and number 5. It's now set it to 5%. So if the price goes up 5% or down 5% from your current position in the market, it will buy or sell relative. Number 5 is range. This I just leave as default. I'm unsure of any other settings that it can be. Number 6 is scale. Now scale you can use, which I've never used myself, but if you want it to sort of exponentially sell or buy as the market goes up or down, you can use a scale setting. But like I say, I've never used that setting, so I'm not 100% sure on how it works. But my understanding is that as the market, say the market's going down, rather than do it in equal proportions as the market goes down, it will sort of use more of your capital towards the bottom limit. So now we get on to the allocation behavior. So number 7, lowest target price. Now what I do here is I always like to put in what I think the market bottom is. So what's the minimum I think BTC will go to. So if we bring up trader view, let me just exit strategy, which is another thing that has been implemented recently. We shall bring up trader view. So now we've got trader view up, we can have a look and sort of analyze this chart at what we think would be the highest and lowest points. Now obviously market top currently is 19,841 and market bottom is, well, all the way back here, but I personally cannot see it going down to £500. If it is $500, if it does, I'd be well happy. But I'm thinking around sort of this sort of area, maybe around 5,000 would be the market bottom, and probably around 17,500. Now that's just rough. That's just me randomly guessing. You can do your own analysis and set these to yourself. So if we did market bottom of there and market top, we'll do there. So we then input these into our Discord settings. So again, we need to go back into edit straddle, BTC USDT. So we'll set the lowest price, so number 7, and we'll call it 5,000 USDT. So now that's changed number 7 to our lowest price. And while we're here, we'll do the highest price, which is number 13, and we're saying 17,500 USDT. There. Now, what we've got now is a allocation choke. So this is basically sort of a way to protect yourself so it doesn't go even further and you lose your opportunity to make more money. So now I've got market bottom at 5,000, but I'm going to choke it at 10%. So as you can see here, oops, sorry, not 10%, 90%. It's the other way around, isn't it? 90%. So as you can see here, it's set that value as 6,250. So that would be there. So now what that means is that will use up as the market comes down. So to say to this point here, it would be buying. Now at this point, at our choke point, it would stop buying. Let's just move this over a bit. So it would stop buying here and it would leave us what we've set here. So we've set 90%. So that means it will have 10% USTD value reserved. So if it comes down to here and it keeps coming down, you could then either adjust your bottom figure, your lowest price, or you could just manually put in some buy orders where you wanted. It's just a way of not utilizing or using up all your portfolio. And it's the same for distributing. So we shall set that to 10%. So now it will keep selling up to 16,250, about that. Now what it allows you to do is, you again, like so here, if you could see the market was going up, it would stop selling here and leave you 10% of your BTC. So if we didn't have this and we just set the high point before this peak, it would have sold all our BTC here. So we've lost this opportunity where we could have sold it. So they're just the little things that I use. I use 10%. You can use 0%. It's up to you how you want to work it. Now, number 9 and number 15 are trailing stops. So one's for allocation, one's for distributing. So I normally use probably 0.2. So that's a 0.2%. Is it going to update? It might have just timed out. Hang on, let me just get back into edit Straddle BTC USDT. Number 9, 0.2. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. Number 9 on, sorry. It's number 10, 0.2. So number 9 and number 15 turn on your trailing stops. And what that basically does is allows the market to move and it would not sell for you. Now if you had trailing stop off, so let's go back to here. So let's say like this point here, the market was coming up. The market was coming up. Let me zoom in a bit more. Market was coming up. It would, if you didn't have trailing stop on, it would sell it straight away there. Now with trailing stop on, it would allow the price to keep going, keep going, and when the price comes back down, like here, 0.2%, it would then sell it for you. So you've gained a bit extra. Now, of course, it could come up. I don't know if there's a perfect example here, but say we'd put 10%, which is ridiculous in my opinion, but if we put 10%, we'd allow it to come up, come up, come up. Oh, it didn't hit the 10% and it come down. Now we've missed that sell. So it's all about whether you want to sort of risk gaining more or just flat out sell it at a certain price. Now I like to put it in there to potentially get more. It might miss a sell, but I'm not too worried. So number 11 is buy order mode, which is limit or market. So some exchanges allow you to make limit orders, so you place an order and it will get fulfilled when the market reaches that price. The other version is market, which will basically sell it at the current price instantly. So if you're selling and there is an order for the price that you want to sell at, it will get fulfilled. Whereas a limit basically will create an order like that. So number 12 is maker taker mode. So you've got two options here. You've got maker mode or taker mode. So for allocation, maker mode will basically make the, let me get this right, so as the market's going down, it will make the newest order on the bid side. So yeah, so the newest, create a new highest bid to buy. With taker, it would fulfill the lowest sell, if that makes sense. So basically taker will fill an order straight away for you and maker will create a new order. So we've gone through number 13, we've gone through 14, 15, 16, 17 again is the same as basically number 11 just for selling, and 18 again is the same as number 12 but for selling as well, so for distribution. But it works in the opposite. So taker will sell into the highest bid price and maker will create the lowest ask price. So that is basically all the settings for a straddle. So now what it will be doing is, as this price moves up and down, it would buy here, sell down here, buy here, sell down here, and try and keep you in your position in the market. Now if we did say 0, where's 0 there? Let me just get rid of these lines. Oh, remove all drawing tools. So if we set our prices at 0, roughly 0, and 10,000. Let's just get rid of that for the moment. Now what I'll do is that means at 5,000, that is there, that is your 50% line. So as the market comes down and up around, it will buy and sell dependent on that. So it will try and keep you at the correct percentage. So 75% would be there. So if the market was at this price, so at this point here, you would have 25% in BTC and 75% in USTD. So as the market went up, it would sell your BTC, and when the market comes down, it would be buying it. And that is basically how you set up a straddle. Now, once you've got all your settings how you want it, you would then do number 3 and just press enter. Now, I'm not going to do that because I currently don't have enough in there to utilize this strategy for BTC USD, as I'm using my BTC to trade with altcoins. But I will be setting this up on possibly a different exchange and just put some money just purely for USTD against BTC. Well, hopefully you found that informative, and any comments or questions, just leave it below, and I shall see you in the next video.